Hello everyone, thank you for joining us today. This is the Council of Trolls. My name's Owen Neely and I'll be your host today. Now there's all sorts of trolls over the internet. There's Xbox trolls, there's Sony trolls, there's PC trolls, there's even a few Nintendo trolls out there. They all have different opinions and they all know they're right. And we're no different. We're here to argue about everything gaming related, whether it's what the best games are, what the best consoles are, what the best, you name it, we're going to talk about it. Today's video is a Let's Talk. This is one of our series that we have planned out. We have Let's Debates, we have gameplay videos, we have reviews that we want to do. But we're going to start out just talking. Talking about a couple of different subjects. Each week we'll probably have different subjects that we're talking about. Today's ideas are going to be most anticipated game of 2019. Why there was no PlayStation experience planned out for this year. And what our top 5 games are for this generation. We plan on having a plethora of different council members or trolls on the discussions, and each one bringing different viewpoints, different ideas for different debates and different topics. Today's council members are Vestudo. Vestudo's a big old Xbox fanatic. He's the gamer's gamer, one might even say. Vestudo, why don't you tell everyone a little bit about yourself?
Welcome, world, to your true destiny that I've become. I'm here for you. I'm not going to be biased. I'm not going to give you no BS. I'm not going to be nice about it. I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to help you save money, stop buying junk systems, and go with it. I am your friend. Believe in me. Don't listen to this joker next to me. He's going to lie to you. He's going to support only blue and it's garbage. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you, Vestudo, for that colorful intro.
Appreciate it, right?
Yeah. Vinny over here is a more sophisticated gamer, one might say. An artisan, a connoisseur of quality.
Yeah, that's right.
He also is a big Sony fan. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, thanks, Owen. Ladies and gentlemen, what can I say? I'm a single player gamer, okay? That is where the heart of gaming is at. Far too long, I've been hearing stuff from Xbox fanboys. Oh, the Xbox 360. And to be completely frank, this is the generation where Xbox has shown their true colors as far as the trash that they are, and where Sony has really shown their true colors as far as the diamond that they are. And on this channel, I will do everything I can to illustrate that to you all and to save you money from wasting money on garbage like Xbox. It's really an honor to be here, and I'm so happy to face off against this, whatever you want to call him, an X-bot, if you will.
Okay, thank you, Vinny.
Yeah.
So on that very positive note, let's look to the future of games.
Okay.
Let's see what we have.
Okay.
Yeah, what do we have to look forward to? We're going to talk about our most anticipated games.
Okay.
Vestudo, why don't we start with you? What's your most anticipated game of 2019?
Just sit back. Let me do what I gotta do, okay, people? The best game coming out in 2019 so far of what we know. Is going to be Jump Force. Why? We get to live out our fantasies that we've wanted to for 20 plus years now. We get to, oh man, they haven't even added DLC yet. They've put so much into that game already.
How many characters?
A lot. A lot.
How many do you think are in it?
I think starting up it'll be about 40.
40.
Jeez, 40.
But there's other jump.
Jeez,
that's a lot.
I'll guarantee you, man. I'll guarantee you. You heard it here first. 40 characters. They haven't even dropped every anime yet. They have so many other shonen animes that they still haven't even, and they just keep going.
So you think it's close to about 40 characters that
40 characters before DLC.
Before
DLC will be worth it.
Wouldn't you be concerned with the depth of variety in the characters? Do they have so many?
No, not at all. A lot of games have mastered this before. Wasn't one of the best Mortal Kombat's Armageddon?
I don't know.
I can't remember if that one. Don't quote me on this, people. But a lot of characters doesn't mean it's going to be bad. That means they're putting their time into it.
It could.
Putting their time.
We'll see if it's got 40 characters.
I was excited for the Yu-Gi-Moto reveal.
That was
absolutely.
Yeah.
But
who saw that
Yu-Gi-Oh's even in this.
Yeah. Who saw that coming?
You know,
Right.
that.
Yeah. Vinny, how about you? What's your most anticipated?
I think it's pretty much everybody's most anticipated. Kingdom Hearts 3. It's finally here. Long time. I think it's been over a decade. Kingdom Hearts 3. I really haven't played a Kingdom Hearts since the second one. I know they came out with all those smaller iterations, Don't get me wrong, I'm probably just as lost on the confounded story as everybody else is, but when it comes to the main plot line, that's what really grasped us. Kingdom Hearts really had a great combination of its own characters, the characters from Square Enix, and the characters from Disney even. The combat looks amazing, the graphics look phenomenal. It looks like it's going to be very well worth the wait.
Yeah.
You're not worried about the overusing of showing you so much in the game? Like, is there any surprises really left in this game anymore?
I am. Don't get me wrong. They keep on showing stuff over and over, and I'm like, what is going to be a world that they haven't shown? I'm like, oh my god, this is in there. You know, I hope they have Star Wars in their back pocket. I really hope they got Star Wars, or maybe something Marvel related. I mean, you should take advantage of that. But plot points, I think, is really going to be where it's at, and bosses and the mechanics, I think, are where the surprises are going to be at.
I'm worried about it. I think, an overhyped game, every time I hear this, like, oh, it's been so long, it's going to be so good. No, it's not. It's been, games have come out before where you've waited so long and it was just, I'd rather wait longer.
I think Kingdom Hearts is different though. I really do.
We'll have to wait.
We'll see.
We'll see. Personally, my most anticipated is more, like I said, is more of a personal choice. I don't think it's going to be game of the year or anything, but I'm really looking forward to Metro Exodus. I've been a fan of the Metro series. I actually read the books after playing the games and read the story. Yeah. The single-player story guy is making fun of somebody for enjoying it.
No, it's a great thing you read the books.
Halo made books too, if you don't.
They're actually, Halo makes really good books.
Was it before or after?
Because it's after the game. That was after the game.
That's great.
But anyway, so I think it's going to have some interesting new mechanics. I hope the story stays good. I think I'm looking forward to seeing where they build up this world. I think it's a more gritty, fun, and realistic. Well, not fun, gritty, survivally realistic version of Fallout, in my opinion.
Okay.
But in Russia.
So it's a lot more respectable than this guy, so I can't.
I think 2019 is going to be a great year.
I think it is.
And it's going to pack hard. We still got Doom 2 dropping.
Doom, yes.
Which
absolutely Doom.
Can't even go wrong. But, people, another game I'm really looking forward to. And I promise you, again, you're going to hear from me first. Borderlands 3.
Oh, that's
You need to stop.
Okay. Dude, I'm telling you, that would suck people in. There's a Borderlands community.
It's not coming out.
Let's move on to our next subject. Don't.
And who cares if it happens?
So when it drops,
you can blame the studio. Do not blame the channel. Do not blame the channel. Blame the studio.
It's not
when that doesn't happen.
It's not. Tell me it's not.
It's not. So let's move on to our second topic. This will get hopefully just as spicy as that last one got. Why is there no PSX this?
Okay.
Can I go first?
No,
I go first.
Let me go in, please.
Hold on. Okay.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. So last year, the PSX, I think we all agreed, was a little bit of a letdown.
It was.
Yeah, like 33 as well.
Letdowns. So it was and this year it's not happening. So there's a couple of different ideas. Maybe they are dead and dying inside. If they're all falling to pieces and they can't. Maybe they ran out of flute budget. Maybe there's another idea. Vinny,
okay.
I'm gonna let Vinny go first on this
one.
This is his area.
So this is really an indication of we're right around the corner from the next generation. Sony has laid out a detailed roadmap of how they're writing out the rest of this generation. They have, I think, revealed enough about the games, the huge exclusives that they have coming up
to push back.
Well, hold on now. I think they've revealed enough to catch people's interest, and at this point, to show any more would probably be to make the same mistakes Square Enix is making with Kingdom Hearts, in that they could show way too much of the game and not really captivate on the mystery behind what's coming out and what it's going to look like exactly. And I really think it's a good move because I don't think Sony did horrible this past E3, but I think that one of the mistakes is that they had shown quite a bit. So I think it is smart for them to pace themselves up better at this point in time. I really don't think it's a bad move on their part.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Joe, I think you would disagree with that. So.
Of course he would disagree with that. He disagrees with
First of
everything.
all, people, first of all, let me be real with you, okay? He's just trying to cut corners any way he can to prove the fact. He's going to give me this reason, and this is why there's no.
Okay.
They have nothing. They have nothing in their laboratories no more. They kept spewing it out. Oh, we're even gonna make a Spider-Man game by ourselves. Here you go. This is what. So they keep dropping the same trailer. I'm surprised. I haven't got more The Last of Us 2 as I've gotten so far, but I see no timetable when that's really good.
Yeah, it's rumored. It is rumored to be 2019.
Rumored.
But okay,
And wait. They have nothing. And is Xbox doing their own for the first time ever? I think the Xbox is showing.
That's a return.
See,
but they have to.
This is why
they have to
never
do
be up top. You finally get towards the crevice almost, and then Xbox is just a little bit behind you because of your exclusives. That's all there is.
But they've been lacking this generation. They have to. Sony does not have to do this. They already have announced Death Stranding. They already have announced The Last of Us, Days Gone. They already have games announced for big installments.
You got Arrow
right now.
Dead in the video.
Right now.
Good.
Okay.
Good.
Okay.
I'm happy.
Look, but it's a Kojima game.
Yeah,
that's the part that you're missing out on. It's a Kojima, and they have a lot of other actors in it too. But that's besides the point. All that Microsoft has to look forward to, as far as we know right now, is Crackdown 3. And that game is so broken, and it's been delayed, I think, more times than the last Guardian.
Kind of Days Gone, right? It's been just pushed back.
It was pushed back once. That's all.
Twice now.
Okay. But they have
So when somebody says, what's the excuse
and
for Sony?
you know what? It does not look as broken as Crackdown 3
this is Sony's problem. The reason their games get pushed back, they spend all their money on these like cheap little cinematics to make the game look better than what it really is. And then when you open the game, put the disc in your system,
you have no
like
proof for that.
$20 game.
You have no proof for that. You have absolutely no proof for that.
Look how overhyped PlayStation was.
They review well and they sell well. So what is your proof behind that?
Because Xbox is coming. You guys are scared.
Okay, next gen.
You're saying straight.
You know what?
This is we're going.
I swear to
we
God,
only think
Xbox fans always
they're thinking.
They focus on
trying to
the
stay
past.
level. They're staying
The
level.
first Xbox or the Xbox 360. They won't talk about this gen for obvious
We're not
reasons.
even going to talk
And
about
then they focus on the future.
PlayStation and IGN
in the year
scores.
in the year 2033, the next Xbox console will have this high performance system, and so a lot of BS. So I don't want to hear it.
We're getting a little too spicy, maybe. A little too much.
They ain't gonna have one the year after that either, bet you.
Better luck next gen. That's all I gotta say. Better luck next gen.
We already are.
Speaking
We offer
of
more.
this generation, you're making an argument that they don't have anything this generation. He's making an argument that
They
do.
don't.
Let's talk about some games this generation.
Forza Gears.
They get overhyped over God of War game. That's not even a 10. That's probably like a 7. But the overhypedness makes it a 10 because IGN. You know what I mean? Under the table.
We'll save a topic. We'll save discussing reviews for maybe later.
Listen to this man.
Let's talk about our top 5 games of this generation. Let's talk about the present. Let's not talk about old Halo. Let's not talk about
old Halo.
Let's not talk about the next generation. Let's talk about this gen.
This gen.
All right.
So what the order we're going to do this in is Vistio is going to name his 5th answer, give a short explanation of why, then we're going to give 30-second rebuttal, and we'll just work his way down the list. 1 minute to describe, 30 seconds.
Roll out your toilet paper with
Okay.
on it.
Go ahead and introduce your list a little bit too.
Well, guys, as your gamer's gamer, I'm going to show you the 5 best games that have come out this generation. I'm not biased. I'm not going to stick with just only Microsoft because I'm not like this joker. I go outside my box, okay? And my number 5 is a great way to start.
Okay.
And I already know everyone's heard of it. Let's talk about the biggest up-and-comer, Rocket League. Car soccer to other people. One of the games, just for people that just don't know it, they'll know it by then.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, this game has blown up in the competitive series.
Yes.
Everything. You could check your channels and see this game, how much it blew up from just a basic game. Best $25 I spent in the past 10 years.
Yeah.
Easily, Rocket League.
And not a full $60 price tag.
And they could have. Yeah. I would actually pay $60 for the same game right now because it's so good.
Yeah.
I would honestly, it's worth it $60, and it's hard to say that.
So,
games.
I'm not going to knock Rocket League as being piss poor game like a lot of Xbox exclusives that exist. Is it a top 5 this gen? I don't know, Vasudo. I really think you're overlooking a lot of games out there. It's a fun game. Don't get me wrong. Top 5 this gen. I think there's really a lot more to offer. But go on.
Yeah, okay.
No, man, go ahead. That's all I gotta say about Rocket League. Rocket League, you speak for yourself. You know where you're at. You know where you're going. You keep improving. You don't charge us DLC. You give it to us.
Number 4.
Oh my, number 4?
Yes.
This one's going to come into a shocker, but I really enjoyed this one because, again, I'm a gamer's gamer and I will play all. Nier Automata. Let me tell you how much I have enjoyed this game from the soundtrack to the gameplay to the fighting. Okay. It feels like an old school kind of like Final Fantasy, but not with that like stop battle and take a turn of peace. But it was so beautiful. That game from everything. When I had my headset in and I heard that music go with the game, like it almost put my hair up. I didn't expect it because it was launch exclusive for Sony, and I was a little biased. But then a year later, of course, it comes to the box, sells well, of course. Thank you, dear. And oh god, every worth of that game I loved. Everything about it.
I don't really disagree with. I think Nier Automata is a really fun game. When I experienced it, I didn't expect it to be that good.
Right. It's a sleeper.
It is a sleeper. The soundtrack is phenomenal. Yeah, the soundtrack's very good, and I think soundtracks are very important as far as how it kind of creates that atmosphere and captures that vibe. The combat is really fun and unique, even as far as I think the enemy types.
Right.
That
it pushes you. Some of it is easy, like all games.
But then it's pretty challenging.
Yeah.
That's a respectable.
Thank you. Number 3 is you're really going to respect me because I know you're a gamer, aren't you? Super Mario Maker.
There it is.
Oh my god.
You see the hint already?
Is that real?
That's real.
Is that real? Is that really on your list?
Oh
my god, it's on his list.
He don't understand.
Alright, sorry everyone. As you can see, we are in the same place, but in a different time. Wearing, some of us, different clothes. Some of us wearing glasses that weren't wearing glasses before. But who knows? So, last time, or 2 seconds ago, we were just talking about Super Mario Maker. And we all laughed hysterically at that wonderful number 3 pick.
Yeah, it was wonderful.
Why don't you tell us a little bit more about why it isn't a joke of a choice?
Are we all being serious? You guys think this is a joke of a game?
Yeah.
When I was a little lad, I guess, I used to think classics were the game I at least just played recently. I always, gave up on other things, but I look past the box a lot now. Don't think in, don't think out. Super Mario Maker was the first game you could really, truly enjoy a Mario game. One, because you put your heart and soul into making the hardest level possible with the grind. The true building, the Minecraft before the Minecraft came out. To get your favorite streamer or YouTuber to do your level felt like the biggest accomplishment, well worth your $60. No game lasted on a console as good as the Wii U. How many people had a Wii U?
I don't know.
Not many. It wasn't popular like that. It was horrible, but you had it for one game. You had it for one game, and that was Super Mario Maker.
That's not what I had for you.
Let me guess. Zelda?
I think it was one of the Smash Bros. Or something.
Oh, the one that didn't do the best, my man. Let's skip that one. Alright.
You mind if I handle this slight rebuttal, short rebuttal here?
Well, let me just say this, and I'll let you jump in. So, basically what this is a mimic of the PlayStation franchise Little Big Planet, right, where you can create your own levels and stuff like that. I find it odd that Vasudo would actually pick this game over, like, say, like a Super Mario Odyssey. Though that, spoiler, that, may or may not be in my top 5. It's still a very good game, and for you to say that, this is like the first Mario game you can enjoy, I think is ridiculous. But you can take it over.
It's a building of a level, man.
So it's Owen's turn here. Let's let Owen speak.
Let me ask you 2 questions. One, is this a good game or a good streaming service?
I think both, honestly.
Okay. Number 2, why are some of the top rated levels the auto-generated levels?
Because some people just lost creativity. There wasn't a game that gave us a lot of good creativity. That little, what was it, Little Big Planet?
Little Big Planet was huge on that. Are you kidding me? There were so many options I could do. Look.
Anyway, let's move on to number 2.
5 people played a little
Number
bit.
2.
Played a good game.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're gonna enjoy his number 2.
I think you will too, because we all know what it is. You watch it on TV. You watch it everywhere. Everywhere. It happens.
In the toilet. On the road.
Even on the toilet.
It's even on your shirt.
It was.
It'll be back.
It will be back.
It'll be back.
Overwatch. And let me say, what a classic from Blizzard. Good. Thank you. I know you're not cheering because it's not a PlayStation exclusive like the rest of your list probably is, but let me tell you how great this game is, okay? Every character is needed in this game. Not one is more important than the other. And it makes you really want to strategize with your team. If you have a bad team that doesn't cope, it hurts you, especially in that comp mode when you're really trying to hit that top 500. But when you throw your controller because you raged, because you didn't have enough healing or enough DPS, or the Widow is actually good instead of bad, you could go on Disney, you can go on ESPN or TBS, and you could watch yourself some Overwatch League. And watching that league, you also get amazing skins from your favorite team that you get to watch, which was another smart move on Blizzard.
Yeah.
What a number 2 that game was. Still going. It will be on the next gen as well.
Yeah.
Thank you, Overwatch.
Any response?
I'm all ears.
Okay. So, I respect Overwatch. It's just not that big of a thing for me. Obviously, I'm single player driven. I like lore. I like universes. I like stuff like that. And they don't offer something like that. I know it's huge. It's emoji. That's one of the few titles you have on your list that are respectable. So I can respect that along with Neurotonda. So.
Oh, buddy. I can't wait to hear your list.
Okay, well, let's hit that number 1.
I can't wait.
We definitely haven't heard his list yet.
That's not happening.
Yeah.
Anyway, number 1, let's go. Here we go. What do you got for us?
Let me ask the
Hands the
I
question.
think he has to remember.
Here, let's just step back while he talks to you guys for a moment.
Let me talk to them because you guys are no use anymore to me. When we buy jeans, let's start there. We trust Levi's for a reason, built to last. Just like the Nikes with shoes, just like the NFL in sports, we know what number 1 always is. And when it comes to gaming, we know which one is the best developer, which one will give us our money's worth, which one will survive the test of time. And that has always been Rockstar. And I'm going to thank you for the last almost 6 years now of Grand Theft Auto 5. Thank you, Rockstar. $10 a year so far, and I'm still getting my money's worth for that $60. I would have paid you $60 again if you made a DLC for it. You added so much for free. You made it a grind game where you could take the easy road and do microtransactions, but they were never pushed on you once. You could play, you could rob gas stations, you could do heists with your friends. You can upgrade your mansions, you can have yachts, you can have airplanes, you can have it all. You can have the life you always want. If you stay at home, make that better nightlife for you, Grand Theft Auto 5. Thank you, Rockstar. Thank you so much, this gen, for making another classic that survived time. Go ahead and rebuttal, buddy. I'd love to hear this one too.
Yeah. It's definitely a respectable title to have on the top 5. So, Visuto, I gotta say, you're definitely 3 for 5 on your list. So you did a lot better than what I originally thought you were going to be doing. So you did a hell of a lot better. What can I say? I mean, Grand Theft Auto is absolutely a classic franchise. I really didn't play the 5th one. I have a bad habit of I do the first mission or 2. And next thing you know, I'm running over people in a car I just stole. Good. And that's all I'm doing. And yeah.
What's wrong with that?
It doesn't captivate me, but I understand the longevity aspect of it. I understand it's a fun and deep game, so I'm really not going to give it trash. It's just not one for me.
Okay.
But respectable. I will say, 3 out of 5 for Vestudo here, a 60%. It's fantastic for him. You want pat on the back there, buddy.
Hey, it's a passing grade, but I'm just shocked you never really gave Grand Theft Auto 5 its chance. That kind of hurts.
I gave it a chance. I have it, but
you ran over some with your cars and the same for me.
Okay, well, sounds like you are pretty confident in your list since you only had a 3 out of 5 top.
This is definitely a 5 out of 5. Hell, it would be a 6 out of 5 actually.
I can only imagine what's going to be coming out of this.
Yeah, and shockers galore, I'm sure.
Number 5. My number 5.
This is your number 5. Like, are you about to read us a poem?
I'm about to. This whole list is a poem.
Get some tissues on that?
Number 5. I have to. This is going to be a really easy choice. I have to give it to Bloodborne. With a score of 92 on Metacritic. Okay, a freaking 92 on Metacritic. It's one of the highest rated games in the whole Soul series. I think it is, in fact, the highest rated games in the Soul series. This really took everybody by storm. A huge game to stream, still with a lot of popular demand for it. There's such strong demand for a sequel, in fact, that people are almost foaming at the mouth. This was a fresh twist on the classic Souls formula. The games tended to be a very defensive game. This was the opposite. It was a very offensive game. And the way they changed the mechanics for, if you get hit, well, if you hit the opponent back quick enough, you'll regenerate health. You have no shield to defend yourself with. If anything, you just have some form of a pistol or a shotgun on hand to help to parry. It was a really great vibe to it with this sort of Gothic Victorian style, and it had really great beast as well. It was wonderful combat.
Cool. Anything to say about Bloodborne?
You know why we're friends? You gave my list a 3 out of 5. He started 0 for 1 right now. It's not even the best game of its style.
So like I was saying, it ranked on one. It was number 11 on the top 100 RPGs of all time on Game Informer. How can you give it flack? How can you act like it's not like top 5 game for this
Game
generation?
Informer, cool, a little magazine you get for free at GameStop.
You never had a Game Informer magazine.
I did. Do I get them anymore? No.
When you grew up playing video games, you didn't do Game Informer?
Not that much.
Well, when I was 8 years old, I was impressionable.
I was playing with cards like they were my life right now at 8 years old too. I didn't know better. You're still going off your 8-year-old mind right now. It's, Game Informer. Cool,
Okay.
cool story, bro. Good game.
So basically, you have no substantive argument against my number 5.
Yeah, what did you like about Bloodborne?
It didn't survive the test of time. We're talking top 5 of a whole generation. You gotta have some time under your belt.
I don't see how
And
this
I feel
works.
like they give awards to fucking anything new out there. Like they don't even give it a chance.
What-
Like, they give a game like
What
this game never
what
made.
Xbox game has gotten Game of the Year award?
I'm gonna say Halo 3.
Oh, last gen? That's how far back we have to go? Okay.
Alright, anyway, let's move on to number 4.
Sure, okay.
It wasn't that generation too, buddy. Thank you.
Look. He throws so many red herrings, it's ridiculous.
You just talked about that last gen, man. I'm just letting you know it won that generation.
Number 4, pseudo,
Yeah.
is...
I can't wait. What is number 4?
It's the
What
number
is
4.
it, buddy?
It's the number 4. Uncharted 4, baby.
Oh.
Uncharted 4. This is one of, if not the best third-person shooter of this generation.
Ooh.
Definitely a contender. This is I think it's only, as far as the franchise itself, it's only second to number 2, because number 2 is a classic, it is a masterpiece, but you know what? Uncharted 4 is most certainly a masterpiece as well. The way they added complexity to their multiplayer, with the Mystic system was great. They had a roadmap for their multiplayer as well, so they actually gave it continued support. You know, Uncharted 3, the multiplayer online kind of, fell for me. I love Uncharted 2 online multiplayer, but anywho, and when it comes to single player, impeccable. The new stakes that they bring in, and you got to think, they've had 4 Uncharted games prior to this, right? So you have Uncharted 1 through 3, and then you had Uncharted Golden Abyss on the Vita. They were able to make this a fresh take for the Uncharted franchise, because this wasn't about fame, fortune, and glory. It was about saving family, right? Saving someone who you love is what it was really about. And the dynamics they added to it, with the characters, with the gameplay, I have no complaints. They ended the game perfectly. They ended Nathan Drake's story perfectly. No complaints here, but
Okay. Any complaints over here?
oh god, I bet.
I do.
Oh, he's got a whole list of complaints.
I do got some complaints. I'll keep it straight on path.
Nominated for Game of the Year, by the way. The year it came out, nominated.
Ooh, nominations, cool, man. Good story. Still didn't win. Anyway,
What?
overhyped games bother me. Okay, you are one of those people that fall into the hype. Okay,
It's not overhyped.
I appreciate US always giving us a score to these games that are overscored, you know.
Oh, I don't even think 93 Metacritic. 93.
Again,
93.
doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. But no. But anyway, it's overhyped. Okay, it's not playable again. How many people jump up and down? It's like, oh, dude, I gotta play Uncharted 4 again. No one. No one picks it back up. The multiplayer that they fixed still can't get people in it to stay in it. And why not? Why not? Why is there no?
I can hop on right now. I can easily find it.
You'll find one person. You can do a solo
I'll easily
match.
find a team.
Do you want to record your solo match? See if you can still 1v1.
If there's enough space on this memory card.
There isn't. So, anything else? Okay.
But once again, he hasn't given, ladies and gentlemen,
Okay.
I've given two. Once again, he has not given a substantive reason for these to not be on the top 5.
What I consider a top 5, ladies and gentlemen, it's games that survive the whole generation, not just a year of the generation, not just 2 years of the generation, multiple years. It's a whole generation.
I don't see
That's
how,
your problem.
I don't see how that's
You get
relevant. I don't
something
see how the
new to
replay
play. If
We'll have this. We'll talk a little
I
bit
don't
more
see how
about
the
this game
replayability is
later.
relevant to it.
That was another conversation.
Wait,
Just real quick.
Okay,
You
real
admit you
quick.
only play, FPSs really. Story-based.
That was the third base.
That was-
No, I didn't mean FPS. I meant single players. You
Okay.
love single player stories, right?
I don't only play it, but that is what I
You're a
gravitate
majority,
towards.
right?
Sure.
So your top 5 is majority gonna be.
I mean, it's his
Since
top
you haven't
five.
It's my
explained
top
the-
5.
You haven't.
We're okay.
Let me say this. I'm basing my top 5 off of my experiences.
Right.
These are the games I've played. These are the games that I love. And I look at the other competition and
Plays 15
I feel very
games
strong
in 10
about it. Very
years.
strong.
Alright.
15 games in 10 years.
This is great and all, but let's move on to your number 3. But we're gonna do that right after I clap us back in time. Okay?
Okay.
1, 2. Okay, so let's move on. What's your number 3?
My number 3 is the number 3, to be honest. We had the number 4, now let's have the number 3, The Witcher 3. This, once again,
It's got a 3 in it.
but it's a critically acclaimed game, 92 Metacritic. The depth to the world was really unlike anything I had experienced with an open world RPG.
Sure.
I was really encapsulated with the lore that they had established. The game looked beautiful. I would really choose riding on horseback over fast traveling,
Yeah,
just
agreed.
because that mechanic of staying on the path and being able to really enjoy the views and the vistas, I think was brilliant.
Plus, you never knew what was gonna pop up on the way from one place to the other. Oh,
Exactly.
also, there's a griffin that needs to go.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I absolutely love that. My only gripe with the game, and this is why I couldn't push it to number 2, number 1, is the combat wasn't deep enough
It was
for
low.
me. And that's a big thing for me. I need some depth to the combat. I need some
Right.
variety to it.
Right.
A variety with the fight, sure, but
Yeah.
on your part as a character, not so much. There wasn't.
I am proud you finally put a decent game on your top 5. You probably got it
Everything I
first.
put was a great game.
Was
Let's do it.
horrible.
What's the
Everything-
top Metacritic score?
top Metacritic.
It was a big review score again.
Top Metacritic.
It's horrible.
Okay.
Horrible. But honestly,
This
I
one's good.
agree with your number 3. I have really nothing bad to say about the game. I never really got that deep into it.
Uh-huh.
But I heard great things. I
It's
saw
amazing.
great things.
You should try it. You should really try it.
I really should, but I have other Xbox exclusives to go for right now.
Okay. Okay, number 2.
Number 2, Horizon Zero Dawn.
At least it's not Horizon 2, though. Still.
If it existed, I would have it.
That's good.
Okay.
I finally thought
Guys, but you have to keep in mind. This
Keep
is,
in mind, guys.
This is Guerrilla Games, right? They came from a FPS, Killzone, right? And they went to this. I didn't expect it to be that good of a game. This was really I'm really not a completionist with games, but this really drove me to be a completionist. Once again, great Metacritic. It was an 89 Metacritic.
89.
Franchise.
89.
It was a blockbuster hit. Fluid strategic combat. The combat was deep.
Wait,
But
so
89 is a
number
B
3.
out of 100, right?
Hold on now.
Number 3 had a 92, and now you're putting
Yeah.
89 above a 92.
Well, if you have a little point fluctuation, I think at that point it can come down to a personal preference. To be honest,
Okay. More about Horizon.
the combat was
You got it,
fluid. It was strategic. The enemy types that you would fight were great. It was a great lore. It was completely new. It addressed stuff with AI issues that I really don't think other games touch on, or at least touch on well. It was very accessible RPG mechanics. You could create a mission for an item that you were missing so that you could construct something or really obtain an item. I absolutely love Horizon.
Can I ask, I'll handle the rebuttal for this one if you don't mind.
No, go right on.
Can I ask one question?
Okay.
Is this game better than Breath of the Wild?
No.
You know,
It's just everything that this game does. But.
okay, so Breath of the Wild, I'm not gonna poop on it or anything like that.
But like just like what makes one, like let's say they're both 89 and 90s.
So
What makes them
I will say this. I think kind of one thing right off the bat, off the top of my head, that kind of gives Horizon the edge for me is it's brand new.
Right? You almost had it. It's brand. He meant to say
No. It's brand new, and what I mean by that is that this studio was put in a position where they had to create something entirely new that really hasn't been done before, right?
Okay.
Now, Zelda, though it may be equivalent in a lot of aspects, Zelda has been around, right? So that's just kind of what gives me more appeal to Horizon. I am not absolutely opposed to kind of going a more in-depth comparison on it, absolutely.
Maybe.
But Horizon's a brand new, fresh thing, completely fresh.
Okay, but Uncharted 4, top 5 games.
Oh yeah, for sure. This game, absolutely.
Anyway, moving on. Let's hit your number one.
Is it even a question what it is?
God of War, baby.
Shocker.
Go ahead, explain.
I swear to God, if someone says something bad about God of War, I'm smacking their mother.
I got you guys.
Okay.
I got you.
God of War in every single aspect of a game, graphics, music, acting, combat, lore, you name it, was pristine. Absolutely pristine. They reinvented a franchise that has been around for a while that has used the same formula over and over. 6 times! 6 games before this one. Same formula over and over and over. And what they did, they set that to the side, took the core fundamentals of that game, and they put it in a completely different scope with the lore, with how the game is played, and what you can do with it. And they added a whole depth to the character of Kratos that they haven't really done so well. I think they did it pretty well in Ghost of Sparta. I don't think people give that enough credit for what the layers that they added to Kratos, but this really took it to an entirely new level. God of War is a masterpiece. It's one of the few masterpieces from this generation.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Let's do it.
I think I'm gonna be sick for myself.
What can you
got one good game on your list. So
what is that?
Congrats.
What? Get that out. What? Witcher? That's the one good game.
He had The Witcher right, did he not?
It's a great game.
He did get that one.
God of War, 94 Metacritic, by the way.
Oh, and it was 100 on IGN. Let's not forget that, all right?
A 10 out of 10. It was a masterpiece.
100.
But when you look at the consensus of the community, 94 on average.
Can I ask you
That's
something?
Brilliant. What?
Do you believe in the hype train? Do you believe like people overhype something and just want it to be like even they do this all the time, like in everything. You'll overhype a game so much, even with its flaws, even with its never brought me back. Look at the game's dead. What masterpiece is put away after you're done playing it? I remember growing up gaming, and I hope you do too. If you played a game that like nothing else could compete with, you restarted from the beginning and you played it again to enjoy it.
Who's to say God of War has no replay value to it?
I see it nowhere. I think I saw that game style,
like
a whole little collection of them with their little strategy guys.
It is a RPG. There's so many different ways you can go with the character and build of Kratos. In fact, after I beat the game, I realized that there were like 3 or 4 areas I hadn't even touched yet that I didn't even know about. There's so much to the game that to say it has no replay value is really absurd.
You know what?
Especially with the new Game Plus mode that they came out with.
Cool. Did they charge for that?
No, it was free.
Oh, cool.
It was a free download, free update.
You know, when that game came out, my brother is a PlayStation gamer, but he has both really. But he's on his PlayStation more. I was gonna buy him that game, but I thought to myself, do I really want to do that to my brother and waste $60 on some garbage in front of him? I could have got him anything else. I could have got a Minecraft story mode for all I could care. It would have been great.
And I'm sure Minecraft almost made it on his top 5. Look, was that your plan B? Was my
honorable mentions?
My honorable mentions?
Oh, you want an honorable mention?
I don't want any of your stupid honorable mentions.
Far Cry 5 people. Yeah, it was close. It was close for me.
Okay.
I don't know.
With your Sony,
I don't think
and
you have
your Witcher
anything-
games.
You have nothing substantive to say against God of War being number one, and that's
I
what
think
really
it's
goes to show.
overhyped.
Name to me
It's
one game Xbox has that is better than God of War.
I can name 2. Sunset Overdrive. Amazing. Amazing.
What?
Amazing.
Oh my god.
Alright.
Oh my god.
Do you want the
Name-
second
name-
one?
name-
Name the second one. We'll have this
Cuphead.
Okay.
No.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm gonna cut
Yes,
that.
sir.
Stop right there.
Are you kidding
Oh
me?
my god.
I mean, I'm
We
not
can debate it.
yeah, we'll debate. We'll talk more about this later.
That's not even a debate.
Okay, this has been interesting, maybe even more
To say the
interesting
least.
than we anticipated. I hope you enjoyed our show today. Thanks for joining us for our first Let's Talk
Thank
on
you,
the Council of Trolls. Let us know in the comments, what did you think? Did you have a different top 5? Did you have different games that you're anticipating? Did you agree with either of the guys' lists? Who do you think was more right in their list? Who do you think was more, what points did you like? What games did you like? Let us know what you think would be good subjects for us to talk about in the future. And I hope you join us in our next video. Thank you.
Trade in those PS4s.